tensions between Iran and Israel are intensifying. On June 4, Iranian state media quoted top military officials confirming that Iran's offensive campaign against Israel is far from over. They declared that the limited strikes on the night of June 13th were just the beginning, and that further, more painful and regretful attacks are on the way. Iranian officials warned that the conflict will soon expand to all Israeli-occupied territories and U.S. military bases in the Middle East. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, claimed responsibility for launching dozens of strikes on Israeli military targets in the Golan region late June 13. Meanwhile, Israel responded swiftly. The Israeli Defense Forces, IDF, confirmed overnight airstrikes on several targets inside Iran, including 3 airports in Tehran, Hamadan, and Tabriz. In a joint statement, IDF Chief of Staff Herzi Halevi and Air Force Commander Tomer Bar said Israeli warplanes will continue striking targets in Tehran. They claimed the June 3rd air raids destroyed Iran's air defense systems around the capital, giving Israel air superiority over Tehran's skies. Iranian media has confirmed that 2 missiles hit Merabat Airport early this morning.
The conflict between Iran and Israel is escalating further. Iran confirmed that 2 senior generals, Brigadier General Gholam Reza Morabi, Deputy Intelligence Chief of Iran's General Staff, and Brigadier General Mehdi Rabbani, Deputy Commander of Iran's Operations Command, were killed in recent Israeli airstrikes. The attacks also sparked massive fires across multiple locations. Meanwhile, unconfirmed reports are emerging about Iranian missile strikes targeting Israel's nuclear facility in Dimona. This news, reported by outlets like TIA News and sources on Platform X, has raised serious international concerns. The Dimona facility, officially known as the Negev Nuclear Research Center, is a highly sensitive site and considered a cornerstone of Israel's nuclear program, although Israel has never officially acknowledged possessing nuclear weapons. Iran's alleged attack is seen as retaliation for Israeli operations against Iranian military and nuclear infrastructure. Some sources claim the strikes caused significant damage. Earlier, Iran's own Natanz nuclear site, another key element in its nuclear ambitions, was reportedly destroyed by Israeli action. As both nations edge closer to direct conflict over nuclear assets, the world watches anxiously, fearing what could come next.
Tensions over NATO airspace continue to rise as Poland's military command reports that British fighter jets intercepted a Russian Ilyushin Il-20 reconnaissance aircraft over the Baltic Sea. According to Polish officials, the Russian aircraft violated NATO airspace, calling it yet another deliberate provocation meant to test the alliance's response capabilities. The Il-20, based on the Il-18 transport plane, is equipped with radar and signal intelligence systems designed to gather information on military infrastructure and communication networks. The exact location and duration of the airspace violation have not been disclosed. This incident is part of a growing pattern of aggressive Russian air activity since the beginning of Moscow's military operation in Ukraine in 2022. Poland has frequently scrambled jets in response to Russian missile and drone activity near its border. The UK Ministry of Defense confirmed that Royal Air Force Typhoon fighters stationed in Poland were involved in the interception. This is not the first such mission. Back in April, RAF jets were twice dispatched to intercept unidentified aircraft near NATO airspace. British sources suggest these intercepts serve as concrete evidence to reinforce NATO's warning about Russian air threats, and are also aimed at convincing the U.S. not to scale back its military presence in Europe. As part of NATO's new Operation Chessman, RAF jets have been deployed from RAF Lossiemouth in Scotland to Poland with support from Swedish air forces. In just 48 hours, British jets intercepted another unidentified aircraft that took off from Russia's Kaliningrad region. UK Armed Forces Minister James Heappey reaffirmed Britain's commitment to NATO, stating, "With Russia's increasing aggression, we are strengthening our deterrence to protect our allies and national security." Currently, 6 RAF Typhoon jets and around 200 British troops are stationed in Poland to support this joint air defense mission.
A series of powerful explosions shook Crimea in the early hours of June 3rd, according to the Telegram channel Grime and Gwyn. Residents in Simferopol reported hearing blasts and drone sounds around 3 a.m., triggering widespread activation of air defense systems. Explosions were also heard in multiple districts including Sevastopol, Feodosia, Saki, and Novofedorivka, areas known to house Russian military infrastructure. Preliminary reports suggest that drones targeted military facilities, including airfields in Saki, Kirovska, and Vadinsky. While the Russian Defense Ministry did not directly comment on the attack, it later stated that between 9:45 p.m. on June 12th and 5:25 a.m. on June 13th, Russian air defenses intercepted 125 Ukrainian drones, including 70 over Crimea and 7 over the Black Sea. This wave of drone activity is seen as part of an ongoing Ukrainian campaign to pressure Russian military assets on the peninsula. In recent days, Ukrainian forces reportedly struck an ammunition depot belonging to Russia's 126th Coastal Defense Brigade near the village of Perevalne. Observers believe these developments reflect Kyiv's strategy to weaken Russian supply lines and command centers as the conflict intensifies with no sign of de-escalation. In another major development, Petro Andriushenko, an advisor to the exiled mayor of Mariupol, posted a video showing what he described as the largest Russian military transfer from Crimea to Kherson in 6 months. The convoy reportedly included over 10 self-propelled howitzers, an air defense system, and more than 40 trucks loaded with weapons and troops. Andriushchenko noted the equipment was moved through Mariupol and Taganrog, then loaded onto trains heading toward the Sami region. He also mentioned a unique tactical marking on the vehicles, a triangle within a triangle, suggesting a coordinated and possibly large-scale deployment. This recent escalation underscores Crimea's strategic volatility and the likelihood of intensified military activity in the coming weeks. Further developments are expected.
Here is a 4-minute English summary rewritten as a professional international news voiceover. It follows a clear structure with proper tone for male or female voice reading, similar to major networks like BBC, CNN, or Reuters. Voiceover script, approx. 4 minutes. Tensions in the Russia-Ukraine conflict have escalated sharply following Ukraine's reported drone strikes on Russian strategic bomber bases deep inside Russian territory. U.S. Presidential Envoy Kurt Volker warned of a rising risk of uncontrolled escalation. In response, Russia reportedly launched its newest 9M723F3 ballistic missile, a powerful variant of the Iskander-M system, during a recent strike on Ukrainian targets. Experts say this missile, equipped with advanced bunker-penetrating warheads, can accurately destroy fortified underground facilities, an alarming development for both Kyiv and NATO. Military analysts believe these strikes are not just attacks on surface infrastructure, but direct attempts to neutralize Ukraine's command centers buried deep underground, facilities once thought to be untouchable. This is not the first time such warheads have been seen. A year ago, Ukraine displayed remnants of a similar missile, but Western experts remain skeptical. Now, however, those doubts have turned into serious warnings. Some analysts speculate that these warheads might be disguised hypersonic Kinzhal missiles, hidden under conventional shells to evade air defenses. What's even more concerning is the precision of these systems. Reports suggest the Iskander-M and Kinzhal missiles have a margin of error of just 1 to 10 meters, unprecedented in modern warfare. This raises fears that Russia could target Ukraine's strategic centers with surgical precision, including government facilities in Kyiv. Russian media sources have suggested possible strikes on President Zelensky's main office, further increasing anxiety in Ukraine's leadership. Toward the end of 2024, Russia unveiled the new Oresnik missile. Russian lawmaker Alexei Zhuravlyov claimed it could be used to strike the Ukrainian presidency directly. A symbolic and strategic blow like this could plunge Ukraine's command structure into disarray. Amid growing aerial threats, Kyiv was hit with more bad news from the battlefield. According to the Wall Street Journal, Russia has recently gained more territory in a single month than at any point in the past 2.5 years of war. This momentum reflects a rapid, forceful push by Russian troops that Ukrainian forces have been unable to halt. With peace talks reportedly stalled, Many analysts believe the conflict is now heading toward a purely military resolution. Key Ukrainian positions, such as the cities of Krasnohorivka and Kostiantynivka in Donetsk, along with the northern Sumy region, are under relentless pressure from Russian forces. An exhausted Ukrainian officer stationed in Konstantinivka summed up the dire mood. "We expect the situation to deteriorate in all directions this summer. Our troops are depleted, and everyone is operating beyond their limits." As the summer offensive intensifies and advanced Russian missile systems emerge on the battlefield, the future of Ukraine's defense grows more uncertain and the path to peace more elusive. This script is ready for voiceover recording in any professional TTS tool like 11 Labs, Play.ht, or Murph.aa. Would you like me to help you generate the audio directly using one of those tools, or guide you step by step?